sure you guys could tell by the title of the video. No, title's not up no more, it's down. So you can see by the title that this video is going to be how to deal with negative coworkers slash negative people at work. Because you can still run into negative people at work, and they're not necessarily your coworkers. They just still work for the company or work in your building or something like that, or work on your floor. I consider my coworkers someone who works in my unit, my department. But everybody's definition is different, so that's why I'm just going to say negative people at work, you know. I don't know if this is your first time watching my video or if you've been watching me for a very long time, but I work for a doctor, pediatrician to be exact, and I really don't have coworkers at my job. It's just me and the doctor, full time. And then we have a lady that works 2 days a week, maybe like 6 hours each day, and she does our billing. So she's still there, but she's not like a full-time coworker. And I love her to death. She's hilarious. She's been working with us for, I want to say like when did she start working? In the end of July, beginning of August, so you do the math. I will talk about experiences with other jobs, because this is the first job that I've had where I'm the only like coworker or the only worker. But that don't mean that I ain't got no say-so, you know, I ain't got my little input and everything. But here we go. I'm just gonna talk about like what I feel would be beneficial and what can help you with negative coworkers. Now, the main thing that you need to understand, there's two main things that I feel that you need to understand. The fundamentals. The first thing is, number one, we don't go to work to make friends. You got to get that embedded in your brain. When you realize that, you will understand that when you walk around and you see people, everybody's not going to be your friend. Everybody's not going to like you. You're not going to like everybody. So a lot of people will walk around saying, why she don't like me? What's her attitude problem? I ain't do nothing to her. But you have to understand, some people are just jealous. Some people are hateful, and some people are just downright miserable. They don't even got to be hating. They don't even got to be a hater. They're just miserable. That's the first thing. The second thing is, no matter how positive you are, or no matter how well you try to live your life, you cannot change someone else. So after doing all your self-help, after meditating, praying, having your quiet time, being positive, whatever, it's still not going to change your coworkers. You have to change the way you deal with your coworkers. That's all that it matters. That's all that it boils down to. So those are the two main things that I can think of that come to my mind first off. And let's get started. The first thing I want to say is stay away from the gossiping crowd. You know, when y'all go out for y'all lunch break, or if you smoke and you go out on the side and you go for your smoke break, y'all meeting in the lobby, wherever you're meeting with your group of coworkers or friends that you work with, stay out of the gossip crowd. The gossip crowd will get you in trouble, will get you involved in a lot of drama, will get you involved with a lot of negative coworkers and put yourself in a lot of negative situations. I've noticed that a lot of people, and I used to work with a coworker that would talk trash about the boss. And the funny thing about it is, she was the boss's friend. So you want to stay away from those type of people because they're like snakes in the grass. I don't understand how you could be the boss's friend, but you got so much junk to talk about her. So what I felt is that you were a spy. I looked at you like you were some type of FBI agent, CIA, and you just wanted to know all the dirt that everyone had so you can go back and run back to the boss and run your mouth. So you need to be careful on who you talk to about and what you talk about to these people. My thing is, if you have something negative to say about a coworker or about your boss or upper management, say it to yourself, point blank period. Or say it to your husband or your wife when you get home. Say it to whoever you live with. Do not say it to a person who works at that job because they will have something to hold over your head. Thing is, a person who constantly talking negative about their job all the time while they're at work, stay away from those type of people. I know I used to get, and now when I say I used to, it could be like a month or two ago, I used to complain about my job, even the job that I'm at right now. And a lot of people be like, oh, but I thought you loved your job. I thought your boss was so amazing and wonderful. Yeah, but sometimes people can work your nerve and situations at work and stress, the workload can drive you nuts at points. But I always keep that to myself when I'm at work. I don't complain about that to anybody else at work. Like the girl that I work part-time with, I don't complain about that to her. I keep that drink to myself. Because I always say to myself with this: your worst day at work is better than your best day in the unemployment line. So no job is that bad, because if it was, quit it. So I always look at people who talk negative about other coworkers and about upper management as people who like drama, and they're going to set you up, and that's going to come back to haunt you. Because I've seen it before with other coworkers at other jobs. They would talk so much junk about someone, and they would talk about that, especially, let me put it this way. Always look at a person that hangs out with both sides and talk junk, because if they'll do it with you, they will do it to you. Like I said, I worked with a coworker that was friends with the manager, but then also talk junk about the manager. So you don't know if they're talking junk about their friend and you're not their friend, imagine what they're going to say to the manager about you. I stay away from those people. I can't be dealing with the drama. I come to work for a paycheck. I don't come to work for friends, okay? Now, with that being said, there are a lot of people in this world that say, I don't go to work to make friends, and they're mean when they get to work. They're snooty, they don't talk to nobody, they're cold. Don't take it that far left field. I'm not talking about like that. Still say hi to people, still say good morning when you're in the elevator, if you're walking down the hallway. Still be approachable, respectful, be cordial to people, but you don't have to like jump in like they're your BFF. You get what I'm saying? So, I want y'all to understand that part. And that brings it to the second thing I'm talking about. You want to still smile with people. Like it's kind of hard. Like I worked at this big company. It was an insurance company, and this might be kind of like offending some people. But I'm just going to say I'm not offending anyone. But at this company, especially in big companies, some black girls have what do you call it? Some black girls have the reputation, that's the word. Some black girls have the reputation of being mean or being unapproachable. And it was like that at the job that I worked at before working for the doctor. And it was like a call center type setting, so there was a whole bunch of people, all ethnicity groups, all age groups. You saw people fresh out of high school and some people that were getting ready to knock on retirement's door. It's like, it was just two mixing pot. And there were some floors, like there was like 4 floors in this one particular building, and one floor was like college, it's like a college floor, that's what we called it, because it was a whole bunch of drama and gossip going on. But a lot of the black girls in the building had a reputation of being not so nice. So, if a person who was not black walked past a black girl, they would not give them eye contact, they would look at them, because they felt that the girls had a nasty attitude. And I remember that I would walk down the hall and I would smile at everybody, and it would be like, oh, good morning. Like, it like shocked them. Like, oh my God, this black girl's actually smiling. It's like, why would you want to hold that reputation and keep that reputation going? I always smiled at everybody that I walked past. Now, you do not have to be BFFs with people. Some people don't know how to be cordial with people. They feel like I either got to give you the cold shoulder and not speak to you and not look your way, or I have to be your best friend and we have to eat lunch together every day. And we have to like talk about what we did on our weekend. And we have to like hang out at happy hour after work on Fridays. Like, no, you don't have to do that. You can just be friendly with a person at work, meaning saying hi, how are you doing? Or just like when you're in the elevator, just give a little small talk. And then when the person gets out the elevator and say, have a good day, even, this may seem weird, but even if I'm in an elevator with someone and I walk in the elevator, whether they're in first or I'm in the elevator first, whatever, we end up in the elevator. I say good morning or good afternoon or whatever salutation is appropriate for that time of day. They either will talk to me or they won't. Some people still don't talk to me. I'm like, fine, whatever. And when they walk out, or if I walk out of the elevator, whoever walks out first, I always say, have a good day. I don't, even if we didn't say anything during the entire flight in the elevator, I'm not going to be looked at as being mean. You're just going to look stupid. I'm not doing that. I feel like I've never had any enemies at work. And I know people are like, oh, yeah, right, that there's no such thing as that. But in all honesty, I never had any enemies at work because I didn't talk about this person and then talk about this person. I've seen so much of that. And I just always go, okay. Just sit there and don't say anything. And you don't got to get all nasty with them and be like, I don't get in that drama. You can either like walk away or find an excuse to walk away. I do that all the time. I find an excuse to walk away, or I say, oh, I got to go meet with the manager, or I got to go talk to the manager or whatever. I do not sit there and entertain that nonsense. The third thing, which I feel should be, maybe it should have been number one or it should have been higher on this little list, but do not tell your coworkers your business. Your coworkers do not have to know who you just start dating. I feel that your coworkers only need to know the obvious. They're obviously going to know if you're married, because if you wear any rings, they're going to know you're married. So that's ding. That's the only reason how they know, because they see that you have wedding rings on. They may know that you have children because you may have their pictures on your desk, or you may be bringing in like one of the little catalogs for your children's fundraiser. That's how they're going to know. Or you may have to leave work really early because you got to go pick up your child from school because they got sick. You know, people are going to know you got kids. But if you're single and you just start dating this nice fella, you know, everything all good and everything, they don't need to know that. They don't need to know if you had a breakup, or if you feel like your man's cheating on you, or you feel like you and your man are not communicating properly. They don't need to know all that. Stop telling people all your business. Your business is going to get on, let's say you're on floor number 2. Your business is going to get on floor number 3. It's going to be on floor number 4. It's going to be down in the front desk where all the security guards at. They're going to know your business. You don't want that. So stop telling people your business. And a lot of people are nosy. Especially, I don't know if you've had this experience, but I've noticed that if I had a female manager, which I really don't get this from my doctor because I guess it's just us, and she's past all that. She's a doctor. She ain't got time for that. But mainly, when I have female managers, they are the most cattiest human beings of life. Like when I had male managers, I never had this catty problem. Some female managers get mad if you're not their friend. Like, grow up. I'm friendly with you, but I ain't got to tell you what I did on my weekend. If you ask me, how was your weekend? And I tell you it was good, and I may tell you one thing that I did, then if I feel like it's not too personal, that's all you getting. I'm not telling you a whole itinerary of what I did for the weekend, and if you don't like that, too bad. Like, some people are too catty. I know we're at work more than we are at home, so you that's your life. You're there more than you're anywhere else, so they feel like you owe it to them to tell them, like, get out of here. I don't owe you anything. I owe you my performance at work, and that's all that I owe you. But my main thing, I don't know if this is like all over the place, because you know I'm all over the place. How I kept myself drama-free at work is I didn't tell people my business. You didn't know unless I had a friend, and we had to be friends outside of work, not just cubicle buddies. Or we couldn't be like lunch buddies, but we were only friends Monday through Friday. And then Saturday and Sunday, we didn't either talk on the phone or we didn't see each other. That's not friends. That's just a work buddy. That's not friends. If you are my friend, meaning I know you and you know me outside of this place's building, I've been at your home, you've been at my home, you slept over my house, I slept over your house. You know, I've helped you in a time of need, you've helped me in a time of need. That's a friendship. If they're just your work buddies, do not tell them your business, because your business is going to get all over the place. Do not engage in their business and their drama. Do not gossip at work. So as far as dealing with coworkers, you just have to be polite to them. There is no magic answer. There's no magic potion that you can bring. Like, you know how y'all be having a potluck at work? You can't bring a dish and have all the negative people eat it, and they're just going to magically poop out dust, like poop out glitter, and they're going to be so positive and so nice. No, it's a way of how can you deal with them. It's not how can you change them, because you're never going to change them. And my way of dealing with negative people is to only associate myself when need be. If they say something negative, I had some people say, oh, you're goody two-shoes. I just giggle and laugh it off. What am I going to do, sit there and have an argument with you because of that? There's no point. Just sit there and argue. Whether I plead my case that I'm not a goody two-shoes or sucking up to the boss, no matter how much I plead my case, at the end of that, you're still going to believe that I'm a goody two-shoe. So I'm not going to waste my breath and waste my energy and waste my emotions and waste my brain cells trying to explain something to you that you're not going to change your mind. So I'm only going to give you enough attention and give you enough that you need to get this work done. And that is to say hi, bye, and any other working stuff. But still do it with an honest, genuine smile on your face. Don't do it like you're forcing yourself, because they're going to pick up on that. And they're like, oh, she thinks she's better than them. She thinks she all that. Oh, she can't talk to us. And then I don't seclude myself with just one group of people. I don't just hang out with black people. Or I don't just hang out with white people. I don't just hang out with females. Well, I guess I do hang out with more females than guys. But you know what I mean. I don't just hang out with Spanish people. I hang out with everyone. I can talk to someone black over there, and I can talk to someone Indian over there. It doesn't matter. I say hi to everybody, and I'm polite to everybody, and I'm nice to everybody. And I feel that everybody should be like that at work, and then we wouldn't have to worry about negative coworkers. Like, just go to work and do your doggone job. Ugh. But I know that video was all over the place. Don't make no sense. That's just how I feel. Because I really don't deal with negative coworkers, because what you say don't bother me. I really don't care. I let you just fall apart over there, and you're going to crash and burn. And the weirdest thing, I'm going to tell you one quick thing and then I'm going to go. But the weirdest thing is that I have walked into many jobs and I've come across someone that looks so negative, because you know they all stand out. You know you always got that one weird, crazy person. This is my thing. Now, you may not believe in this, that's fine, but I'm telling you what I do. I pray about it. I pray about this negative person, and I say, please, Lord, let us not be around each other, or let us not have to work together. And I kid you not, every single time, it's either I got moved to another position, whether it was a new position was being open, and I applied for it and I got it, or I got a promotion and I went away from that crazy person, or they either got fired, which I didn't pray for them to get fired. They're going to get fired regardless, because that's how they just are. Or that person has moved on to their new position. Once I see somebody that's just crazily, like crazy, I pray about it. I said, please, Lord, separate us. I don't want to be miserable at work. And I get separated. And I then pray for them to get fired. So don't be like, oh, she prayed for me to get fired. No, you can't pray for a person to get fired. God is not a magician. He's not Santa Claus, and he's not the genie that jumped out the lamp. He's not going to do things like that. He's not going to get nobody fired. The person got themselves fired. That is all that I have to say. I know this was all over the place, but that's just how I am. I haven't filmed in like 2 weeks, and I'm trying to do this really, really quick because I got Mamacita down with my mom. My mom's looking after Mamacita, and I don't want her to have to look after her all the time. I would hope for Mamacita to stop hollering, but I'm working on that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next time. Toodaloo, adios, bye-bye. Oh, Lord, look at this. Look like one side of my hair is shorter than the other. No, it's long. What in the world got me looking crazy in these streets? Yeah, bye.